initial reaction when he saw this during the week that he was going in for his first manager's job?
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great in a load of different levels. I think it's a good move from Damien's point of view. Obviously, he's proven himself at different levels. Underage level, both at Shamrock Rovers and Shelbourne. You only have to speak to people around those clubs and around the teams he's been involved in terms of the impact that he's had. And obviously even his time at Celtic working alongside Neil Lennon. Spoke to Neil a couple of times briefly, just working, and again spoke very highly of Damien. So I think this is a kind of natural step for him. I don't think it was a step he was desperate to make. A lot of young managers, this is where they want to be, fiercely ambitious. I want to be the manager, the governor, the number one. Don't think genuinely that's the case with Damien. I don't necessarily think that motivates him, but I think there's certain advantages of having that position in terms of the control which it gives you, in terms of, right, this is how we're going to do things, it's my way or the highway, and that can trickle down to all the teams underneath, even their underage level as well. So there's a huge amount of more responsibility there, but it doesn't surprise me that he's taken it on. I think it's the right decision for him. I think it's a good club. I think they're on the way up. I think they have some good investment behind them, so I think it's a good situation for him to start, and I think it's great for the league. I think the league's in a really good place at the moment. I'm watching again this year, trying to get around to as many games as I can, but I think if you even look from a managerial point of view, like Stephen O'Donnell, Alan Matthews, that combination at St. Pat's, Rory gone back in at Derry City, a lot of investment coming in now from the owner, seems to be putting a lot of investment at Derry. Liam's doing a great job, more experienced manager down in Sligo. Sligo traditionally always been a great football club down there as well. Rovers, we know what they're doing, phenomenal. Dundalk, we're expecting a bit of bounce back from them as well. Even the likes of Dara Doyle up in Drogheda had a great season. Mark Beecham, young coach, young managers coming into the league, doing well. Squads are improving, a real competitive edge to the league, and now Damien comes in on top of that, and he'll make a contribution as well, I'm sure, in terms of first of all, obviously within the football club of Shelbourne and the first team squad, but also indirectly the ripple effect of that around the league as well. So I think it's fantastic on a lot of different levels.
There's nothing about Damien Duff that just doesn't bring a smile to your face. I don't know if it's just my generation. You think back to him as a player, that you want him to do well, and it's just going to be fascinating to see how it works out, because he's gone through a lot of different gigs over the last few years, and the one thing you get a sense from, and you obviously know him, is that he doesn't suffer fools. And being a League of Ireland manager, there's a bit of, you just got to get on with it. Like, he obviously left the Ireland job very quickly. It seems that as much as he was annoyed by what went on with the video and the reaction to the video, also quite frustrated with maybe his general dealings with the FAI, even with his involvement at Shells at underage level, that there's a bit of sucking it up at as a manager that you got to do, that maybe he hasn't really wanted to do and hasn't needed to, because he's probably, I don't know, on a personal level in a safe enough financial situation. He doesn't need this job. He's doing it because he wants to do it. That you hope he actually goes and sees this through, because you're right. It does feel it's what the league needs to bring it to the next level next season is a proper competition. I think it's one of the reasons that maybe Rovers haven't got the respect, is that it's been a little bit too easy for them this year. They haven't been outstanding, and they still won the league comfortably. That actually, I really hope Duff does see this through over the next couple of years and does bring Shells to another level. Yeah,
I think he will. And again, his quality of coaching as well, I think something maybe back in the, maybe something which could be, maybe that's a little bit too strong to go as far as to say, is something which could have been levelled in terms of the league, the quality of coaching players maybe are getting on a day-to-day basis. But those young managers now, and Damien in particular, if you're a young player and you're coming to Shelbourne, the quality of coaching that you're going to get from Damien, that's pretty much a given. So hopefully that cabal of players underneath him at Shelbourne, their quality will improve, and I'm sure they'll feed their way around the league as well. This is what I'm talking about, the kind of ripple effect, having somebody like that, a good coach, someone who for me is actually a very good coach, not just somebody of standing, somebody who players are going to walk into the dressing room and think, wow, this is Damien Duff, and his words are going to carry weight. I understand that, but also in terms of the minutiae I'm talking about, in terms of the quality of coaching that they're going to get on a day-to-day basis on the training pitch, that's exciting as well. So I'm just interested in the first time he's on a live game, and that ball's ballooned out of the fence from a defender over towards the dugout. It's coming towards him, and everybody's looking at him. Come on, Duff, show us something. How's your touch? He's going to be under massive pressure just to trap that ball coming out of the sky.
Yeah, well, the thing that's been reported already this morning is Duff's going to bring players back for pre-season before Christmas. That there's going to be morning sessions.
As late as that.
As late as that. There's going to be morning sessions, so I guess it kind of changes the whole view of professionalism maybe to a point at the club. He does seem to be a man who drives incredible standards, and we even saw it at underage level with Shamrock Rovers for a while.
Is he a bit old school?
Well, that's right, and that'll
Without
be
going all Eddie Jones on it. What's old school?
Yeah, but that's one of the challenges now, isn't it? He's going into like a professional, people might say a semi kind of environment. A couple of the League of Ireland clubs are on the borderline there, Nathan, aren't they? Semi-professional and kind of professional. And Shells probably would have been one of those teams for the past a couple of years. That may change going forward. Might be one of the things Damien says when he comes in. Look, I need to get hold of these players 5 days a week, all week. You know what I mean? We got to go fully professional here. You need a big hit in terms of investment here. This is what I'm kind of demanding, because I'm going to put huge demands on these players. Possibly what you're talking about. I think it's easy for like a 15-year-old to kind of turn the screw when he's got his mate to drop him off maybe 6:30 in the morning for an early session and stuff like that. Not so easy in terms of maybe to get the buy-in from the older players, but I think you will get it, because I think very quickly if the players look at someone like Damien and think, this lad's he's got basically what it is. As a player, I always felt a new manager comes in, the fundamental that was going around in my head initially, I was always looking at him thinking, can you make me a better player? If I listen to you, if they do exactly what you say over the period of time, will you make me a better player? And if the answer to that is yes, you get a sense of that very early when a manager comes in the door, in terms of what he's saying, in terms of what he's laying down on the training pitch, the work that he's doing collectively with the group, the individual work that he's doing with you, individual analysis and all that type of thing. That's kind of blowing you away, and you're thinking, oh my God, if I stick with this fella, I'm going to be twice the player I am now in a year and a half. I think that's it. I think then you get the buy-in. Then you turn up at 6 o'clock in the morning for the weight session, or down the gym at the airport, or whatever it is. You don't mind that kind of double session in the afternoon, because you're getting better, the team's getting better, they're being more competitive in the league, and the world's your oyster.